But also on the front of the Australian, aged care closures amid staff targets. At least 23 aged care homes have shut their doors since September last year as the sector grapples with Labor's stringent reforms, including 24/7 mandatory registered nurses and minimum care requirements. Ollie, it was never going to be easy to install, and I don't think the Aged Care Minister, Annika Wells, made any qualms that it wasn't going to be easy to install all of these sort of election promises that the government have made. But 23 of these homes shutting their doors is a horrifying number.
It's a terrible result. It's cooked, to be honest, Jenna. 3 of those here in Western Australia, which was announced last month from one of the biggest providers, which is really problematic because we obviously have an ageing population and we're going to have more people knocking on the doors of requiring help and assistance with the aged care industry. And here we have providers who are simply putting up their hands and saying, we can't meet the staffing levels. We can't obviously keep our doors open. We can't provide the service, the essential service that was required to be operating in this country. Now, I think that everybody agrees you need to have a minimum level of standard and service, and the idea of putting nurses into aged care homes is really important. But I think we're struggling to get nurses in hospitals at the moment, Jenna. We had a situation in WA last week where nurses were working 24-hour shifts. I mean, you don't want anybody in any industry working a 24-hour shift. So perhaps we needed to set a longer time frame to meet these sort of targets, because I don't think that the government would want 23 aged care homes shutting their doors, because that is thousands of people who won't be getting that care and assistance which they so desperately need.
Yeah, indeed. Look, from one housing crisis to another.